All right, continuing with our coverage on the war in Ukraine, schools in Ukraine are closed today in case of new air attacks. British intelligence says the fighting has intensified in one area of eastern Ukraine, with Russian forces shelling the eastern town of Vuhledar. That's overnight. As Charlie D'Agata reports, Ukraine's First Lady is asking other world leaders to take note of Russia's human rights violations.
Via video link, Olena Zelenska gave the UN a harrowing account of the horrors Ukrainians have had to endure since Russia invaded. These are human rights in any city of Ukraine. In London, Berlin, or New York, she said, we have the right to live free, not to be killed or tortured. It's a lesson 7-year-old Sasha doesn't need to be told. He and his family fled from a village in Zaporizhia under siege of Russian soldiers. My grandma says that at any second they could capture you, tie you up, and subject you to electric shock.
That sounds very scary.
So are air raids. But Sasha says he's used to it. A UNICEF report this week says children in Ukraine have experienced a year of horror, at risk of depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other mental health issues. Among those issues for psychologist Sina Levadiva, counseling young girls who feared being raped by Russian soldiers. I had teenage girls who told me, yes, we were forced into the basement, but for some reason we started laughing, she said, their way of dealing with it. It worked in that they started laughing hysterically and were not touched. Children in need of help, but more than anything, an end to hostilities. The air raid sirens have already gone off here in the capital this morning. A defense official says a drone was intercepted, shot down by Ukraine's air defense systems. Anne-Marie?
You know, Charlie, even though it doesn't seem like this war has a clear end right now, there has been some discussion about what happens after the war, whether it's how much it's going to cost, how do you clear ordnance, or how do you prosecute or deal with war crimes. Realistically, Charlie, because you've covered wars in a number of different areas, realistically, when it comes to accountability and war crimes, how does that happen?
Well, Anne-Marie, this may be one of the most documented conflicts in modern times. First of all, you've got coverage from journalists, our coverage. Chris Livesay, our colleague, some of his stories have been used as evidence. Deborah Pata, the stories that we've been covering here throughout Ukraine. You have international observers. You know, the UN is here. The Red Cross is here. So there's video. There are people who have been watching, and there are also teams. There are already war crimes teams, investigators, Ukrainian largely, who are going to these areas. And we've seen and witnessed and reported for ourselves where we've seen civilians who have been killed either in the line of fire, in direct fire, whether it was an accident or not. But in terms of trying to put together a case of war crimes, which is any sort of the reckless deaths of civilians or the intentional killings or just anything in order to, when you're not safeguarding civilian life, could be considered and investigated as a war crime. And there is a huge and tragically growing catalog of those instances.
You know, it's been a year of you talking to Ukrainians. One of the things that we've spoken about a lot is the spirit of the Ukrainian people in the face of this challenge. But over a year, you know, it takes a tremendous amount of stamina to maintain that spirit. What are you hearing from people now, and how does it compare to what you heard maybe a year ago?
Well, you know, Anne-Marie, it's a good question when you point out the year ago part, because a year ago, you know, we were standing on these balconies thinking that Kyiv might fall within 96 hours. That was coming out of U.S. intelligence. I think a lot of Ukrainians were worrying about that. I mean, 18 million people have been displaced in the meantime, and there was this great panic. So in the beginning, I think there was pessimism. I think they were hoping against hope that they could at least slow down, if not turn back the Russians. And now, yes, I know it's been reported as a war of attrition. We're partly responsible for that. There's heavy fighting that's going on in the east, but it is difficult and it is a grind. What nobody wants in Ukraine is for this war to continue. But at the same time, they don't want to lose. There's no suggestion at all that President Vladimir Putin or Russia has any intention of backing down. You know, he's got plenty of troops. He's got plenty of air power and artillery that he can keep this up and continue to grind. And there are people that are caught in this conflict. So, you know, there is no light at the end of the tunnel at this point. Ukrainians are trying to get on with their lives. I told you about that air raid siren that happened earlier. People don't run to the shelters because they'd be spending their entire day in the shelters. So they're getting on with life. But it doesn't mean when those air raid sirens go off that they're not looking at the skies, especially over this 24-hour period, and thinking, is this going to happen anywhere close to us?
Yeah, it's so true. Charlie, I got to let you go. Thank you so much.